What's up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we're going to be replacing my front and rear rotors. So they're going to look like this and this to this and this. So I decided to purchase Power Stop, specifically the Extreme Performance brakes. One thing I like about it, I bought the Z26. So this is the carbon fiber ceramic with low dust formula, better for temperature, and it's a better premium hardware, especially for a high performance car like mine. So we're gonna start from the rear. Before we even start taking this caliper apart, we have to disengage the electric parking brake. Now there's multiple ways you could do this. For me, I have the OBD11 and that will assist me. So basically with the OBD11, I will put the car in service mode. The motor, basically the pusher piston, is gonna extract it all the way back. So I'm gonna do that, and that's how I could get this rear caliper off. You could also use a scan tool. Well, not just any scan tool, but like a special scan tool that's able to control modules and stuff like that. Or if you have a VATCOM, that also will be helpful. Now, I'm in OBD11. I encourage you guys to go ahead and connect the battery, just to help you out a little bit. You're gonna be doing this for a little bit. Hit apps. After you connect to it, you hit apps, and then you're gonna go all the way to workshop. With workshop, you have oil service reset, the brake pad replacement, like I mentioned, inspection service reset, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna focus on brakes. So we're gonna hit that, and then hit select, and then what you're gonna do is hit open. And then you're gonna press open to activate. Now when you activate this, is gonna be in process. You're gonna hear the motor in the back turn it all the way to the end, and then the brakes are gonna be completely free. So once you hit that, boom, you're in. All right, so to begin, you're gonna need something right here for this little nut in the middle. This is technically the end of the slide pin, so you need something to hold it steady. I try to use the open end of a wrench, but unfortunately mine is a little bit too thick to get through, so I went with a needle nose vice grip. If you have one of those, that would be a lot easier for you. For the wrench, you use the wrench or ratchet. It's going to be a 13 millimeter. You break it and get it off, so you do it from both on top and the bottom. All right, I'm gonna knock that out. Just got the two 13 bolts out, and to actually remove this completely out of the way, I had to also disconnect the connector that controls the electric parking brake. Take the pads off. So for the rear, we got some meat left, which is good, but I want to go ahead and upgrade everything, so we gotta get rid of all this. For the caliper bracket, there's two bolts, one here, one down here. So now, I don't know if you could tell, but this slot right here is shorter than the slot right here. So this bolt is going to be longer. So it's important to make sure you put the right bolt in. So we're going to break this with a 18 millimeter socket. You can use a wrench as well if you want. And once we break that off, then the whole bracket falls apart. But now we got the bracket off. The next thing is to remove this lock pin. So finally got the lock pin out. For this situation, this rotor has been sitting for quite some time. So if you can tell from the rust around it, around the lip area, it's pretty stuck. Get a lug, screw this sucker in, get like a little hammer or mallet, and just tap it out. Use a wire brush just to brush the rust out of it. Get it nice and clean. When you put the new rotors in, you want to be you need to mind the instructions that they have right down here. So it says rear driver's side, and the only reason why, because it only fits one way, or that's how it's designed to be. So make sure you guys look at that before you put it on. You don't want to find out you mix it up and then you got to do this all over again. You want to go ahead and remove these slide pins that are out here. When you get it out, as you can see, these slide pins are getting dry, and this is very important for you guys to lubricate the slide pin. You could replace the boot. They have new boots, you can replace it. It comes with the kit, but that's up to you. And to lube it, I'm going to use what they provided, which is like a silicone base setup for your brakes and your slide pins basically. So we're going to open this up and using the slide pins also replaced with new boots, and basically put everything back together. So there's a reason why you need to put this electric parking brake into service mode, because it would allow you to compress this piston all the way back. So I'm gonna do that real quick. And that's it, guys. That's basically how you replace the rear rotors and pads. Pretty straightforward. Now let's hop on the front. All right, so you can see how crazy the brake dust is. But now for the front, you have to remove this little lock pin, whatever it is. Gotta remove that. Also, there's two 13s in the back, so you gotta remove those two. There's also a little trick I recommend you guys to do just to get it out a little easier, but the front is a little bit different. I don't know if you can see right over there, the pads are in place by those hooks. I mean, by the hooks they have, and there's a pin in between them, so that keeps them together. So that's a little difference about them. Real quick, I forgot to mention it, but it's hiding back there, but it's gonna be the wear sensor for the front caliper. I mean, for the front pads. So there's only one. They only have one available, and this will be for the driver's side. So what you want to do first before you take the whole thing out, mainly because everything is connected back here. So when you, I don't know if you can see it, but this little wire right here is connected. So what you want to do, get it out of the groove right here, like that. Also, go ahead and disconnect it. This is the wire here, it's back here, so you want to disconnect it, the connector. Once you disconnect that, then there's a little bracket or hole right here down here. I know it's kind of dark and hard, but it's right down here. You just kind of like fish it out. Once you fish it out, everything else should be easy. Finally got it out, so this is how it's supposed to look. And now we could remove this caliper. So got the caliper off. Remove that, it's all sticky and stuff. So now take that off. And for the rear one, you could just pull it out and it pops right out. Before I do that, what I want to do at least, I want to pry the piston back, mainly because I don't have any special tools to close this. You could use like a C-clamp and close it if you want. You use like a giant vice grip. It's up to you. So let's start on the caliper by removing the slide pin. We're gonna go ahead and remove this boot, and then kind of basically pull out the slide pin. It's a little bit hard for this one, mainly because it's kind of dry, so it needs to be lubricated. Once you get that out, lube it up, and then you put some new bolts and the slide pin back in. To get this bad boy off, there's going to be 2 bolts. There are 221s, and they're going to be back here. So there's one up here, and there's one down here. So once we get that off, get the bracket off, and then we can get the rotor off. Just remove the lock pin, and we finally remove the calipers. So same thing we did in the rear. We're gonna get a hammer and bang this out. As we bang it out, should be good. So we just clean up and basically put everything back together. Now, just put everything back together, caliper, rotor, and also I made sure that the sensor is connect properly. So I don't know if you can see, but I have it right here, and it falls through to this little bracket right here, and it's connected. Now it's very important, guys, is that this headpiece right here is connected to a hole. So let me show you what I'm talking about with the used one. This right here is that you slide up to a hole on top, and it'll lock it in, keep this connector in place, because if it doesn't, it'll slide right off from the bracket. It'll slide off of this bracket right here, and then you'll have this thing dangling all over the place. So you want to make sure that you turn this thing until it locks in, so it won't go anywhere. So after you install this, you're pretty much done. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much how you replace both front and rear pads and rotors. It's a fun little DIY. It's not that hard. It'll probably take you like maybe 2 hours tops. Especially if you know what you're doing, it might take you less. Alright guys, so we're on our last step, which is heading back to our app. And then we're gonna go ahead and re-engage our parking brakes. So it's pretty much straightforward. Go back to where you were with apps to service, brake replacement, and then you're gonna go ahead and select close, and then go and click activate. Once you do that, you're gonna hear the motor work a little bit, make sure everything is good. It's gonna test it, and then once that's done, you can go ahead. Don't forget to pump the brake. Make sure you're good down there. Gonna press start. Feel for the brake one more time. Feels good. Holding pressure well. And then to test the brake, go ahead, pull it up, and it's engaging. Press it down again. Disengaging, so it's good. It holds. If you want to verify as well, you could go ahead and pull it, parking brake up, pull it in drive, and just simply take your foot off the brake, service brake. And from where I am, from in drive, the car is in a complete standstill. It's not going anywhere. So you know your service brake and your parking brake is working perfectly fine. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much the video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. Peace.